Okay.
Welcome to our third evening Zoom Hanukkah celebration. Now, at least I, never knew that we have a super multi-talented president. Our president is super multi-talented. Now, one, she teaches, and she teaches mighty well. Number two, it is she, frankly, who encouraged us, almost threatened us with social media. No, not almost threatened. And I'm happy she did. You know, we were voting against it. Well, I don't know if it'll work. I don't know because the interpreting. I don't know because the color. I don't know. She was right. She was right to encourage us to have social media, like Zoom, for example, is working wonderfully well. So thank you. And what's that? Okay. And she's president of our synagogue, working very hard with Mark, our financial administrator, vice president. And so thank you both for giving so much time to Bene Shalom Synagogue. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Okay. But I mean it. Thank you very much. And tonight we're going, all of us, well, we're not all going to learn how to make pancakes, potato pancakes, latki in our parlance, but we're going to learn how. Some of us will catch on, some of us will go home crying. Yes, Peggy?
But if we have a question about the making of them, we can use the chat button on our Zoom computer and we can type in questions that will then be read to Laura and she'll answer them. And Mark.
I hope they'll answer them.
I'm sure they will.
Okay. Dun, 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 dun. And so, without further ado, Mark and Laura Schwartz presenting the latke.
Okay.
But first, they're going to light the lights of Hanukkah.
First, first we're going to light the candles, and happy Hanukkah to you all.
Thank you. And happy Hanukkah to you guys.
So sing along with us.
Okay.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam
Boom, boom.
asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'havir shel Hanukkah. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Sha'asa nisi la'avoteinu Hayomim Mo'adim La'azman ha'azeh.
Amen.
Would you like me to translate too?
Please.
Okay.
Wow.
Would you like to read
Okay.
the English? Okay, Mark's going to read the English.
Okay.
Blessed are you, Lord our God, ruler of the world, who sanctified us through his commandments and commanded us to kindle the lights of Hanukkah.
Amen.
Blessed are you, O Lord, our God, ruler of the world, who wrought miracles for our ancestors in those days at this season. Amen.
Amen. Now on to the latkes.
Now on to the latkes. My assistant here has to move the camera here. So as you know, basic ingredients. This is a 5 potato recipe.
Whoa.
And
Which kind of potatoes are best?
I don't know, whatever you find. Irish potatoes, Mark said, yeah. These are grated potatoes, so you won't have to watch me grate them. So I grated 5, but and you need 1 onion. So I'm going to grate the onion. Now, what's wonderful if you have a food processor, they're terribly noisy, but boy, they work great. So I'm gonna see how quick that is.
Boy, that was fast.
Okay, now I'm going to add my onions to my potatoes that I already chopped up. Put them here. Pour the onions in.
Who's there?
Spatula that I forgot.
Is that interesting? Is that interesting?
So these are kosher, gluten-free, the kind I'm making.
Where's gluten?
Okay, you can use regular flour if you don't want to make them gluten-free. To make them gluten-free, I use rice flour. Okay, now I have the onions and the potatoes, and the part that I never knew about and couldn't figure out why my potato pancakes were always so wet and difficult to deal with was that the reason why that was is I never squeezed out all the liquid. So what you do next is you take this mixture of onions and potatoes and you put them on a towel. So that was something new that I learned. It makes a big difference when you squeeze out the liquid. Oh, I'm crying from the onions. Okay, so you take, are you crying too, dear? Okay, so you take, I have the potatoes and the onions in here, and I'm squeezing over my sink. Actually, not much is coming out, but I'm trying to get the liquid out. Kind of smash it onto the towel so that they're really fairly dry. Okay, that's good enough. Put them back in the bowl. Now I can add the rest of my ingredients, which are, it was a teaspoon of salt. I have fancy Himalayan salts here, not Malaysian. I put in a teaspoon of salt, and it said a teaspoon of pepper, fresh ground, but I'm just going to grind some pepper in. About 12 twists. Mix that up. Yeah. Then here's the flour. Now the flour, we are very fortunate, those of us that live in the area near the synagogue, there are just tons of wonderful grocery stores where you can get really cheap sweet rice flour and Fresh Farms, Fresh Market, some of those supermarkets in the neighborhood have a wonderful selection of foods from all over the world. Now I'm mixing this up, and then I'm going to crack in 3 eggs.
But you can also use regular flour, right?
Yes, absolutely. Any flour, any kind of flour you have, you can use. So I'm going to put in 3 eggs. You could beat the eggs first prior to putting them in, or mix them in here. Really simple recipe. Doesn't have a lot of ingredients. So now I'm mixing the eggs in. Right. I just need a glass of wine and I would be like Julia Child.
Now, how many potato latkes will this make?
This
About.
is going to make probably at least 12.
How many do I get?
As many as you want, Rabbi.
Okay. This is not a good for my name. She's going to come out winning like a.
Okay.
Cinderella.
Now, the kind of oil that they said to use is in this recipe is safflower oil. Now, I went into one of my stores where they have 15 different kinds of oils, but no safflower. So I just bought sunflower oil, and it worked. I made some last week to practice, and it worked just as well. All right, so this is now mixed. Now I'm going to turn on my oven because you want to fry them in hot oil. So the oil should be pretty hot. So the oven is on, and so actually a lot better than the last. Okay, All right, and then I'm going to take them over here. Now, another tip I read is I'm letting the oil heat up. But if you take brown paper and you can, it works really well that you could put your pancakes on to just kind of soak up some of the oil. So I learned that in researching for this wonderful project. Okay, so I can hear my oil making noise. I'm going to get a spoon here. And I'm going to just kind of make it with my hand so it looks about like that size. Putting it down. You can hear my oil.
Yes.
Now, what I also learned is really wait for them to cook pretty thoroughly before you try to flip them. Because
So
if you
you,
flip,
go ahead. So you heated the oil first in the
Yes.
oven before, why not just heat it up in the skillet? Is it going to smoke and get too
no,
hot?
no, I heated it in the skillet first.
Okay, all right. So what are you doing with the oven?
Nothing with the oven. I meant, well, what you can do is at the end, when they're pretty solid, you can put them all in the oven to finish baking in case you think you might not have gotten the
Okay.
centers really well cooked.
Got it.
Okay. Everybody still with me? Mark's gonna sing. Well, no,
What's he going to sing?
Markinson?
no, he's not. I have a little
Cradle, I made it.
it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready.
Last
oh,
night we
cradle,
learned how to-
we shall play.
Last night we learned how to sign it.
Right. Okay. So I've got 2 frying pans going here, which might be an option for those of you who are making these. Okay, so we have to wait.
I like your ornament.
What ornament?
She has a menorah hanging.
She has a menorah hanging?
Mhm.
Let's see.
And they are really sizzling. Rabbi, if you want to talk about Hanukkah or,
I want to talk about one thing you're going to enjoy. Next week, there's going to be a large article about us in the forward.
oh, yes,
Have you heard of the forward?
no,
You haven't heard of the Forward magazine? It's the largest Jewish newspaper in America.
Used to be only in Yiddish, and then they've turned it into English, and
And now
used to
it's,
be a daily, used to be a weekly, and now it's only
wonderful.
online.
and they're hoping our story will give them revitalized life.
I don't know if that's going to be that far.
Anyway, you want to ask me a question?
Oh, I wanted you to talk because
Because she's busy cooking.
while I'm cooking,
Okay. So next, yes. So I was thinking this semester we're studying Psalms from the Christian and Jewish perspective. I'm teaching the Jewish perspective. Rabbi Chen is the moderator, and my 2 friends, Reverend Richard Mercer and his wife Mary, they are superintendent and associate minister of the Tabernacle
Missionary Baptist Church.
Missionary Baptist Church in Evanston. So I was thinking, when the course is over, we still have half
Another month.
another. That's all.
Well, you got half of December and all of January.
So I was thinking maybe next semester we could teach a course again supported by the synagogue and the seminary, Hebrew seminary, Bene Shalom synagogue, and the course might be, well, angels in the Jewish tradition and Christian tradition. How does Jewish law perceive angels? How does Christian folklore and history consider angels? Angels are very important beings. We can see them if we try. I like the response.
Thank you. So I wanted to show you the finished product, and then if anybody has any questions, please type them in. And I want to thank those of you who have watched us make latkes. We hope you enjoy them, and then you can enjoy them with, you're really good with applesauce
Yes.
or sour cream or both, however you'd like to enjoy them.
Yes.
Which do you prefer?
Applesauce.
Me too, Peggy.
I know you do.
It does take a while. I mean, the recipe does say like 3 minutes, but I think it takes longer,
4
Yes.
minutes.
much longer.
And of course, Rabbi, why do we eat potato pancakes at Hanukkah?
Why? Say the question again.
Why do we eat potato pancakes at Hanukkah?
Potato pancakes.
Mhm.
I don't know. Why is that?
Because they taste good.
That's right.
Why?
Because they taste good.
Because they taste good.
Smaller
Chris-
pieces, Debbie.
Wait,
Because of they're fried, and it reminds us of the oil. And because they taste good.
Well, it does remind us of the oil. Is that a new tradition, a year old, or is that really a tremendous tradition?
We've been eating latkes for years.
No, I understand, but we asked why. You asked why.
I know, and that's why.
Oh, that's a good reason.
All right. I don't know if there were a couple of questions or comments.
The consomme cook, the brown bag idea is good. And where's your glass of wine? I know, I should have had it. Laura,
And-
what kind of food you serve with the
Wine.
Okay. So the first comment was, Laura, you're a consomme cook.
Look, the brown paper bag is great. And where's your glass of wine? Then Chris
know.
Malwitz wants to know, Laura, what kind of food do you serve them with?
Chicken,
I believe potato pancakes are sufficient on their own.
yeah,
They-
or
they-
roasted chicken as a side dish.
The chicken could be the side dish and the latkes could be the main entree.
Right. Do you want to bring this? Here's some finished product here. Can you bring the camera over, dear? You can disconnect it. Disconnect. Just let it. Okay, come over and
And
my camera crew here.
Do you have a preference as to what size you make your latkes?
My latkes came out, they're about 3 inches in diameter.
More like 2.
Yeah, Kiki said, I thought latkes were their own food group.
Oh, it could be. So I want to thank everybody. And if you have any extra Hanukkah gelt, send it to the temple. We'd love to get more. So, and Chag Sameach and happy Hanukkah. And please join us again tomorrow night. Peggy, did you want to say what tomorrow night is?
Tomorrow night, we will have a wonderful concert with our own Charlene Brooks. She will be performing in the synagogue with Howard Pfeiffer on piano. They will be coming to us live from the synagogue, socially distanced. On Monday night, Rabbi Douglas and I will be observing our 40th anniversary. So we will light the Hanukkah candles and you will do a meditation and we'll see what else we come up with. On Tuesday night, the 15th, now these are all at 7:00 p.m. On Tuesday night, the 15th, they will be, Bill and Alla Donitz will light the candles and they will talk about life in Russia celebrating Hanukkah.
During the Soviet Union.
And Kathy will be interpreting for all of these. On Wednesday night, the 16th, Cheryl Robinson and Chris Malwitz will light the Hanukkah candles. Barry and Carol Merrim will tell us about hope in Hanukkah. Rabbi Douglas will give us a meditation. Rabbi Sherry will tell us a Hanukkah story. And then on the last night of Hanukkah, Tom and Nita Giller will light the candles together with Linda Clark. And then Rabbi Goldhamer will tell us a Hanukkah meditation. Rabbi Chen will do a Hanukkah story. And Charlene and Sari will sing and sign a song. So we've got lots of things planned. You could come to us via Zoom, or you can tune in to Congregation Bene Shalom, that's B-E-N-E, Bene Shalom on YouTube. We look forward to seeing you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Peggy. Thank you, thank you. And thank you, Laura. They
You're
look
welcome.
fantastic.
Okay, well, you'll try them tomorrow.
Oh,
Okay.
yay! My prayers have been answered. Yay.
Okay, good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good
Thank
night,
you.
everybody.
Goodbye.